What was one of the first positions or roles that you took on when you first moved onto the set California?
Well, the first, like in the industry job I took, I think it was a PA. So I was running, and I had done my own things. So I had been doing my own short films and commercials and that kind of stuff. I actually started doing commercials up in Chico. I was directing, acting, editing, all of that stuff actually in Chico. So I had some of those skills already under my belt. I kept working on those on my own, just doing my own little projects. And then when I moved to LA, I got a job with an animation company that ended up doing and developing a show with Drew Carey. They called it the Green Screen Show. And it was basically Whose Line Is It Anyways? But they had a whole green screen behind them, huge, massive green screen stage. And all the performers from Whose Line Is It Anyways, they'd all act out these different scenarios that were given by the studio audience. And then later in post-production, we had the best animators in the world animating what would happen with these actors on the scene. It was amazing. We're putting hats on them, doing all that stuff. So that was a show. I was a PA for about a week and a half. Because I had After Effects and Final Cut editing, background, and of course that was on my resume when I applied for the job. And they took note. And a week and a half in, they said, "Hey, we might need you to help us out with some After Effects shots. Do you think you could do this?" "Oh, no problem, no problem." And of course, the first shot I turned in, they went, "Okay, you're hired as one of our effects artists." And then I ended up becoming one of the lead effects artists on it. So I was never afraid of taking the small jobs because I know I'm always going to be there when somebody needs my help. I'm going to be there. That's my attitude. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be ready to go when they need me. And guess what? In this business, whether it's film or television, there's always going to be somebody who's going to need help somewhere. Because deadlines are so insane in this business, it's so hard to make them that they're always running behind. And that was a tip given to me by a producer before I kind of got my first job in the industry. He was a big-time producer in the business, and that was one of the things he told me. He also told me to diversify or die, and that's a motto that goes with me everywhere. I always say it. I say it on interviews all the time. That's been my motto throughout the years is I just will do whatever job I can that will advance my understanding and knowledge of this business. And I really feel like I'm still a student of entertainment. Like I love creating content, whether it's film, television, web series, commercials. I just get a kick out of it, and it makes me happy.
Now, because of your background in all these different positions, from editing, even like the shows like Moral Oral and Robot Chicken, and doing stunts for Deadliest Warrior, the upcoming Max Steel, which you're going to be in as well, and of course in 6 Feet Down Under and Superpowered Beatdown. Do you feel that more actors should diversify themselves when it comes to things behind the scenes, so that they have a better understanding of how the process goes?
Well, in my opinion, that can only help you. If you understand what this crew member has to go through and what they're trying to accomplish, it just makes for you, makes the workflow a lot easier. And I think that's true for all sides of the coin. I think as a director, you should understand acting. I mean, there is a lot of directors who don't understand that side of things, and I think that creates a divide there, and it can cause a lot of trouble on set. I've always believed as a director you should understand two major things. You should understand acting and editing. So for aspiring directors out there, that would be my number one advice. Go take an acting class and take an editing class. You need to understand both those because they will only make you a better director on set. From the editing perspective, you will know what you're shooting, like how it's going to go. You don't need to shoot the same scene from 10 different angles because guess what? You're not going to use all of those in the editing room, right? And you also understand when you have the scene. I have the scene. Let's move on. Because you're editing it in your head. And you understand. You still give yourself some extra coverage. You got to be safe and make sure. But you don't overdo it. So it helps you with time management. I shoot very fast because I know what I need and what I got. And then also understanding the actors and helping them on that journey, being able to push them in the right direction, be able to pull that performance from them is so important. And if you don't understand acting, if you think an actor is just a puppet who should say the words that are on the paper, you're going to get really stiff performances. And there's some very famous performances out there that I think have suffered from that exact problem. So I think it only helps you if you understand the other positions. And same with an actor. Because when you understand what's going on the set, it helps you settle in and be comfortable with what's happening and to be able to live in those moments without worrying about why is that light moving in the background? You know, why did my mark just get moved? You know, all those things you'll understand where you need to be, and it just helps you become more relaxed and comfortable and be able to live in the moment.
Yeah, like you said, you know, directors should learn editing because the last thing as an editor that we want to hear is, oh, we can fix it in post.
Yeah, I love hearing that, especially with my visual effects background. I'm like, oh no. It's going to cost you money either way. That's the funny part about it, is it's going to cost you money either way. If you take more time to get those shots on the set or you need another day, obviously that's going to cost you a lot of money. But it rarely costs you less to fix it in post because there's so many hours of things that have to happen in order to fix those problems in post. But, you know.
Yeah.